Alright, Shalom, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. This is your brother Awar making a video to feed the sheep and edify the lambs. Shalom to the Akim, wa Akwatin are going to be watching this video. Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Rakatham. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. Now, this is called Critical Race Theory, which I just seen a video on it, was Willie D. And then I was curious. Oh yeah, here it is. It says Republicans sign laws banning critical race theory so white children won't know truth about history. I didn't click on the video yet, but I went on Google and looked it up. Pull up an article. You know, all this is like news from like, look, the latest one is about at least like a day ago. Rest of these articles in hours, and I'm gonna make another video on it after I look it up in depth. But I was listening to this video, and I'm gonna just play about like 2 minutes, 3 minutes in there. But what it is the truth. The truth hurts these Edomites, man. They don't want to hear the truth. And the same thing when they come up to you and try to have a dialogue with you. They don't want you to bring out the scriptures because it burns them. It's the same thing with any truth. And Mosai said they're liars from the beginning. So when it comes to truth in any form, they hate to see it. They don't want to hear it. Right? I'll probably drop another one on this. Not probably. I'll definitely drop another one on this topic after. But I'm gonna let this play.
Explain to everyone what critical race theory is.
Sure, Jonathan. It's always great to be on the show. So critical race theory emerged in the 1970s and especially 1980s and 1990s, primarily among lawyers and activists and legal scholars who recognized that in many ways the progress of the civil rights movement had stalled. Racial disparities and inequities were still widespread. It was being imagined that racism was an individual, interpersonal matter. And these scholars, these legal scholars, began to create a theory that demonstrated how within the law, within policies, racism was still persisting at a structural level. And obviously that emphasis on structure and systems and laws has only inspired scholars in other disciplines like mine, history.
And Professor Barry, explain why folks like Leader McCarthy and Tucker Carlson railing against critical race theory are actually doing the nation, what's the word I'm looking for, a disservice. That to not face up to our history is not helping this country at all.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we need to do, and I'm actually happy that we're having this conversation, because it's time for us to actually study American history and make sure we're all on the same page and understanding what true American history was. And
you see that? Every time you bring up what they did to you, they got a problem with it. You all talk about all the pain they've inflicted on you, and they don't want to hear it. All things they've done to everyone throughout the four corners of the earth, they never want to hear it. You see, everyone else is open to talking about it, but the people who perpetrate, they don't want to hear it.
That involved African Americans, Native Americans, Mexican Americans, all groups of people.
Notice how the three main people she brought up was the so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Mexicans, right? Latinos. Those are the three main groups. And then she says everybody, yeah, because other like the Chinese came over here to the North Americas after, the East Indians, all these other nations started coming over here after. They weren't here during the conquesting, during the 1400s to the 1800s, 1900s. They weren't here serving slavery. They just came after everything was built up to get rich, right? But the main people who the crimes were perpetrated against were those those three distinct groups, what they call us now, right? Which we know is northern and southern kingdom of the nation of Israel, right? But I was listening to this and I heard that, so I was just like, this is something definitely can share and get some precepts on. Like, there's already plenty of precepts that comes at Jeremiah 50:33. The deaf adder, stop his ear, John 8:44. But I'll get them on the next video when I go into it in after I look it up more and see what's really popping. But for now, I'm gonna leave it at that and say, Kahal Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hope y'all edify it. Shalom.